Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes. This is Grand Arena, the final match of the first week, Season 30, and I'm in need of a win. Last round was a loss. We're not going to take a look at it because he one-shot everything. So it makes me feel a little bit better about the misplays that I had on it because there was no way I was going to play Fleet more efficiently than I did. So it was going to be a loss regardless of any mistakes I made in the squad arena portion. With today's opponent, Darth Plagueis. We'll take a quick look at the bracket. Move my head out of the way. He is a 5GL player. We actually got it's debatable whether or not this was the best opponent for me or my best chance at winning or not. He does have the weakest mods, but he does have the best Datacrons. And his Datacrons are going to make a difference. In terms of relic units, he's also pretty deep. He's got good depth on top of that. 6-stop mods he's got a lot. But what he's lacking is a lot of characters. No Dash, Starkiller, Melgus, Iden. Much shallower in those areas. And then some weird speeds, like his Wampa is modded poorly. The slowest of the bunch. His Qui-Gon is fine. And he has a weaker set of GLs. When we take a look at the top portion of his roster, let's order this by speed. Get a rough idea of the number of fast characters he has here. His gas is at 298. So his gas is right down here. So he's somewhere in this range is his 300 speed characters. Roughly in that 15 area. We're not going to be any more accurate than that. Looking at the hotbot from Hot Utils. Right. Good guild. His Grand Arena stats shows a player who doesn't clear all that often, doesn't attempt undersizes all that often, which will help because that's part of my problem with the last round opponent. That guy did a lot of those. I'm thinking his clears are lows because his fleet is weak. He's got a 4 or 5-star Executor and not a lot of fleet depth beyond that. His Radis and Finalizer aren't farmed up like a lot of other players are, or at least in the Kyber 2 area. He's good on relics. His Zetas are very light for the number of GLs that he has. The Omicrons, he's got 7 shown. There are only 6 of those are Grand Arena Omicrons. With these GLs, his SLKR is slow, which I forget if that helps me or not. Probably helps a little. What I found with Ray, if you're doing the gas counter, the slower Rays were a little bit more problematic with those gas counters. The rest of these are fine. Nothing really popping, and no Maul. He's missing a lot of characters, but unfortunately it's not going to matter too much because he's got Datacrons that are going to cause me problems. So when we jump in here and look at the defense, he's already attacked. So everything was one shot except for Iden on the back wall here. I did throw Inquisitors on the back wall for fun. I didn't use them for any testing this week. They're just, the opponents didn't call for it. So I threw them here. I have geared them up since. Melgus I was going to use for offense, but I felt like I needed a lot of the teams that I had for defense or for offense on offense. Fleet, he hasn't started attacking, but I should have the advantage. If it wasn't for Datacrons, I could clear this. He's got 3 GLs on defense, and I'd feel pretty good about it. Soft Geos, I could Jawa those if I want. I could Vader solo. SLKR here, really manageable comp. Mon Mothma, I can work with not even a hard Mon Mothma comp. JMK, we're going to have to JMK. This is why I need a third Geo. This is why I need Sith Eternal Emperor. Or maybe I'm waiting for Jabba. I'm undecided. Down below, I'm worried down here. Because we have a excellent CLS squad with a good Datacron. There's the stats on the Rebel Datacron. And with Rey, here's the Rey Omicron, or Datacron. So the thing is, with the top territory, we can do the JKR, JKL up against SLKR. We can then use JMK up against the JMK, which means I need to use my JML up against Rey. But once I'm in that position, I don't know if I can beat the Rey. Maybe I need to add Watt to it. I didn't consider. I also need to. Maybe I'll use gas differently. Maybe we just clear the top territory and come back to this. Normally that would be a bad idea, but maybe we just. And then there's also this Django team where I feel like I need to use my CLS here. So if the SLKR goes poorly, cleaning that up is going to be annoying. Like with Datacrons, I would just JML Rey and be fine. I could use gas or whatever up against CLS, or we could use CLS versus CLS. But things are not going to go like that. I think I'm going to have to multi-hit these teams. And I don't know if I have the weapons to do it. I looked at his Grand Arena history, but I didn't check for Datacron. It doesn't show that immediately, so I didn't search for it. So I didn't plan around this. Let's just start up top. Because I'm not playing these in different ways. JML up against JMK is too risky, and there's only one path through this. Maybe we're not going to do maybe we'll come back to Mon Mothma and Geos, see if we have cheap options left. Let's just get started. Okay. I think Game of Thrones started tonight. Hot D. Let's see here. What do I want to do? I'm going to give that one to JML, because it's kind of my best one. My Datacrons are not great. Fine. We don't need great ones for this battle. We're not going up against a Datacron. All right. These are so much. Maybe I should have kept Mace or something. This version is so much easier to deal with. GK is the part that makes it hard. Because I didn't have to deal with a taunt. I was able to dispel Mace, take out Cat, and from here, just get rid of Soka, I guess. Let's dispel, maybe? None of this really matters at this point. Yeah, so House of the Dragon, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm in a you gotta prove it to me mode with it. I don't get a lot of confidence that HBO has any understanding of what made Game of Thrones work and what's appealing to it. And I think it's common with a lot of executives and non-creative types. Like you see it with Star Trek and Star Wars. Because when they announced all those shows, and they even started pilots on a number of them and then changed their mind. That's not necessarily a problem. It's probably good that they didn't move forward on a number of those shows. But then they announced this Jon Snow show. And the Jon Snow show it's the same mistake that we see over and over again and that we've seen with, I should probably auto or something. I'm talking too much. Is it the same thing we've seen with Star Wars, we've seen with these Star Trek reboots? It's where they think there's something special about the characters, which is what made the show successful. Like thinking Jon Snow is what worked about Game of Thrones. Jon Snow was, for the bulk of the series, one of the least interesting characters. And there was also this element where yes, there's a lot of intrigue about all of the powers vying for the throne, but all the subtext there is also what is compelling. And I at least there's, like, George was more involved, and they have a complete book series where they can rely on and follow that's complete and mapped out. And I see like these same mistakes with Star Wars. Like they think they just keep going back to Skywalkers and thinking like that was Star Wars, which was never what was appealing to Star Wars for me. Like what I liked about Star Wars was bounty hunters and droids and ships and Jedi and Sith, but Jedi and Sith detached from the Skywalkers. It wasn't the Skywalkers that made them work for me. Alright, what do we got here? JKR, JKL, Old Ben, Hermit Yoda, and Bastila, so I can't use the Datacron. And I'm not taking Bastila up to relics for Datacrons. At least not yet. I really don't like Datacrons. It's like with Star Trek where they keep doing Kirk and Spock. There's like a whole generation, multiple generations of Star Trek fans who don't care about Kirk and Spock. Like we grew up on Picard and Cisco. Like I like the original series, but that's not when I became a fan. Let's see, Foresight. There's no Hux here. Let's call Yoda for the turn meter. I didn't use this yet. You don't have it, right? Okay, let's throw it on Jedi Knight Luke. Yeah, so we've got this new stuff, and I'm just feeling a little skeptical. I'm much more pumped about Andor. I'm so pumped for Andor. So it's like have Tony Gilroy again. Like I just watched Michael Clayton again. Like I've watched Michael Clayton a lot, which he wrote and directed, or at least I think he wrote and directed. He at least directed it. Michael Clayton's a fantastic movie. And it's on Netflix right now if you haven't seen it. There's also something I've talked about on the Discord a few times. I love a movie where nothing happens. Like really slow. And this doesn't really apply to Michael Clayton, but it's a movie that really relies on good writing and acting. From here, we got options. We're either looking at Geos, or not. We're looking at Traya up against something, but we'll go down below now. Now we'll risk the match. See, I don't need to be efficient. I just need to get a full clear. If I get a full clear, I can win. Because his fleet, I'm expecting to be very weak, which is why I threw my Executor on defense. I guess I should have showed that. If I can make good progress up against this Ray with my JML, maybe we got a shot at cleaning it up. Just a second. I'm trying to remember in my scouting if I saw anyone who got to the back wall. Yeah, his back wall is Darth Revan, Darth Maul, Ewoks, which is why I don't want to use my gas. I knew there's a reason I don't want to use my gas. And that's why. Oh my god. So the choice is really, if I use my gas, I can use the Datacron, which I think I need to do. But then, assuming we get through Ray, then that means I don't have a solution for gas on the back wall. That'll be a problem. If that is indeed still what's going on with his defense. It probably is. People aren't changing their defense as much these days. I think I need the Datacron. I think we'll try and see if we can muddle through it. I don't like our chances, but this is our. Let's play to fight another day. I just need to turn some of these. I think having like quantity of data. I've been talking about this, but I've been thinking about it more and more. I think all of the Datacron resources are best used towards getting the couple relic 9, not relic 9, but level 9 Datacrons on the squads that you can use. Because a lot of these lower ones is just, I don't know how much matters. But me having a good JML relic right now would matter. Alright, we're going in. At least the first set of these Datacrons is expiring in 2 weeks. Alright. Okay, Yoda for the turn meter. Let's get my free hit, get him into the yellow. Let's get some foresight up. Now we'll hit resistance Poe. Now we got 2 options for lifeblood. Let's get more characters into the yellow. Alright. I think we're going to be fine. Maybe I was a little over worried about this. You know what? The mods here are pretty awful. I can't believe how few turns he's already taken. These are not good mods. Let's get some turn meter. let's just spread around inherited teachings. Next time, yeah, we get our ultimate up, reset the cooldowns. Fine. Clear the foresight, land the armor shred. Alright, we're fine. I wish I would have had my gas still. I don't think I needed them. This was this is mods. Yeah, maybe the armor shred is nice to have. Just calling basics on Luke. We'll land an armor shred. Oh, I guess I can't land armor shred right now. Fine. It's too bad. I can't revive him, right? Oh, no, I can. Okay. And if there's a way, if he dies a certain way, I can't get him back. Okay, got him to the yellow for the first time apparently. That's not great. We're running out of time. I think this is gonna be timeout. I should probably hit auto. I just want to do this first. Right. Oh, jeez. No. Let's do Luke. I'm going to try and CLS it. I don't think it's going to go well. Maybe we should have thrown in Watt instead of gas. I'm thinking just because then I would still have my gas. And I could have, and I still would have been able to put on a Datacron. What I'm hoping here is the AI plays it poorly. But he's got the higher relic on his Han. That's not a bad one. We'll do that. This did help last round. It will negate Han a little bit. Come on, Chewie, go down. A little early for that, Chupio. Alright, go down, Chewie. Perfect, perfect. Stun Han. Perfect. Let's just pull the turn meter. Why is... No. Why is it... Let... I gotta check the mods on my Chupio. That is terrible. That is terrible. Ah! Do you think Wampa can clean up Rey? If Wampa can clean up Rey, that means I can use Wampa or Starkiller up against the CLS squad. But Wampa's not good at this. I'm pretty sure Rey's one of the ones that Wampa can't beat. Is there another place I was going to use you, Wampa? You know what? Wampa is not part of my plans. Let's just do it. No. It's not that much days. You know what? Health steal would be good. I want health steal. There we go. I know this doesn't work. I know it. But we're going to ignore that for the time being. Like, I get it. This is a bad idea. Yeah. This is a bad idea. Let me take a turn. Yes! Yeah, it doesn't matter. Alright. Because... how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? You know what? CLS wasn't part of his history. That's actually new. Oh, man. I'm going to beat this Phasma. Probably gonna do like Bad Batch or something, but I'm worried about that Omicron. It's an Omicron that I forget how I want to handle because I don't go up against it all that often. I mean, we could do troopers. We could do Bad Batch, but I'm just... Let's check the speeds, I guess. Hux is well modded, and the Omicron does what to the speeds? Because they're going to have advantage. Like, he's going to go first. So maybe we'll do troopers. I hate it. I think we're going to have to Maul CLS. And we'll have to... We're going to have to Starkiller Ray. Which, all of this is awful because how am I going to deal... If there is Darth Revan on the back, well, maybe he took Darth Revan off because CLS definitely wasn't part of his plan, or his historical play. We're gonna do this one, but I don't like it. The health steal will be nice. Just don't hit Watt. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, that's not great. I'm gonna get countered is the only problem right now. Right. That's what I was afraid of. Oh my god. I knew this Datacron was gonna be a problem. I wish my CLS made more progress. Maybe I should have just tried to take out Han instead of going for the... We were at 4 stacks of Anguish. That would have been enough for Han. That's what I should have done. We're gonna try something dumb. But I don't really see us having another option right now. This is just a little risky. Alright, stun Han. I should try to spread that around. Stun Luke. Fine. Fine, that's perfect. Let's just keep doing it. See, they like DACA. I'm going to revive. Can we get a stagger? Good. We'll take it. See, this is a little scary. A little terrifying. I should try to stun Chupio too. See, there's something just not fun about Datacrons. Because, like, in some ways they're like mods, but in other ways they aren't like mods. Because functionally, they have a similar effect, but with these like very overpowered, tailored focuses, they've added this element where it's just... Because I'm in a position where Starkiller is now like my only option. I should have taken out Han when Maul had a shot. Maybe troopers can handle... No, my troopers can't handle Rey. God, this CLS team. Having, like, gas would be really nice right now. Or Shock T, because I don't have Shock T. I ran out of... See, this is why Sith Eternal Emperor would be nice, because I wouldn't have had to use JMK to take out his JMK. That's why I need a third GL. Changes everything for me. Do I think I could Padme this? Let's do Padme and clones, because I don't have Shock T anymore. Let's do the protection up. The rest doesn't count, but whatever. It's not like I have another Rebel squad to put that on. There's the sacrifice. Don't die, please. No. Just nothing. Is there any other way through Ray? Let's just do this other stuff. I'm gonna try Bad Batch here. I don't know if I have the speeds for it. I'm not confident I don't have the speeds for it. Let's just prove that out. Yeah, it's over. With relics, we survive long enough. No, without Echo, we can't win this without Echo. We'll do troopers. I was kind of hoping to use troopers just in case. I guess, does anything else work up against Phasma? Anything else? I mean, I guess let's just throw in Nest. I don't... Fine, whatever. I don't care. I feel like this is a really long record where nothing has happened because of the CLS squad we had to deal with. The CLS squad that I just don't have a solution for. Yeah. This is what I didn't like. Crew is the component here that I felt like was going to be the problem. This might just be a timeout. Giving them turn meter was a mistake. I should have force quit. Because that means my troopers probably can't do this now. I'm going to throw Starkiller up against CLS because I want to see what's going to happen. I know it'll clear the Ray, but at this point it doesn't matter if it clears the Ray. Actually, I don't even know if it's going to clear the Ray. Alright, let's see what happens. We'll clear the top. The top territory is easy. It's this bottom one with these Datacrons. Man. Maybe I should have hit Chupia with that. Like, this is all well and good, like, fine, but there's a reason I wasn't using Starkiller. That's because there's nothing else I have that can beat Rey. No, there was a way through. There was a way through. No, I could have mauled Rey. Instead of losing my Maul to CLS like that, I could have thrown in Maul up against Rey. Starkiller could have taken out CLS. But then what do I take out with Jango? Because I was going to use Maul up against Jango if I didn't need to use him the way I did. So I don't know how I would have handled Jango. See if Troopers works here anymore, if I ruined it with the preloaded turn meter. Probably ruined it. I guess Troopers maybe could have worked up against Jango, it just depends on the mods. Yeah, the preloaded turn meter destroyed. I shouldn't even have tried it. I knew that's what was going to happen. It would have been more worthwhile to throw it in up against Jango and see what happens. Let's clear the top territory, do fleets. I need this next stuff to happen. Because my horde has been going nuts. But it's for Grand Inquisitor and Profundity, so I need to get access to those things. Profundity is going to be the second time around. I'm not going to have a 7-star Radis. And GL, I'm going to wait for the third set of Jabba stuff. We're going to Jawa bomb. Actually, you know what? Let's try and Vader solo. No Datacron. Oh, great. Yeah. Yeah. I should have done that sooner so I could feel a little bit of joy about it. I feel dead inside right now. I want to relegate on. It's just another GL, and this is completely different. Bring him back. Bring him back. Bring him back. I didn't need to do that. Alright, we're gonna crush the fleet, but it's not gonna matter anymore. I should have done this in a different order. Should have just cleared the top so that we could all feel like that I had a chance. Jeez. And this is why I put down a strong fleet, because this is what I was saying, like this guy does not have a fleet. And why I knew if I could full clear, I was gonna win this thing. I could not full clear. It's just auto this, really. I should be going after Soldier anyway. Outrider? Maybe we'll do Ravensclaw for fun. Do I have home one? Please have home. Yeah. Let's do Ravensclaw. Biggs, right? Biggs. Biston. Not that. Let's do home one. Or Phantom Ghost. No, one of those we can't target lock right now, so I'm gonna just ignore it. Or maybe it's you can't target lock either of them while the other is active, something like that. Okay, so you can't target lock Ghost while Phantom is active. Or maybe these ships aren't leveled up enough into Ship Omega and none of this matters. I cannot believe to what degree this guy has not engaged with fleets. And he has the Datacrons that he does. None of this even matters. They don't. This auto. These are all, what, level 1 ships? Like. You have the ship currency. Just by playing, you have passively collected. I guess maybe threw it towards mods. Just been in Zetas. No, Zetas, that would have been the store currency, not the ship currency. Did I go out and backed out? Alright, weird. I mean, maybe we can throw in some teams for fun. But we're done. We're gonna get knocked down to Kyber. We'll talk about this in a second. It's just no at these levels. No, we're done. Anything I throw in there is just gonna be blown up. There's nothing to test or showcase. Should have kept. Well, I didn't know what his Datacrons were until I saw his stuff active. I thought. Without Datacrons, this is a win. With Datacrons, it's a loss. Alright, we're going to be knocked down to Kyber 3 for next week. We were not able to. I needed this to be a win, or last round to be a win, in order to hold on. And I think this is probably what things are going to be like for the foreseeable future. With 2 GLs, I don't think holding on to Kyber 2 is going to be consistent. We might be able to do it for a week or two, but then we're probably going to just get knocked right back down. And I think that's going to be how things are until we get a 3rd GL. I think we'll get sent to Kyber 3 for a week, win that week, move back to Kyber 2, maybe hold on for a week or two and just get knocked right back down. And it's probably what things are going to be like for about a month or so. Definitely until Jabba. So with Jabba, I will either make a decision to continue farming the new marquees and get Jabba, or I will be going for Sith Eternal Emperor. Right now, it's close. Hopefully in that time, Profundity has come by twice, and Grand Inquisitor has come back, and we can showcase those a little bit. But thanks for watching. Be safe out there, everyone. Be excellent to each other. This is still Plays Galaxy of Heroes.